We going live, not for a lot, just a little bit. I'm chat with y'all. Got a quick second to vibe out, so vibe out. Said I'm gonna go live more often, so here I am doing what I say, saying what I do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm vibing out today. I think today I want to talk about like the power of dang, I'm sad I don't got no more light. Let me see if I Yes, Imani just tapped in on us. What's going on? We live today. I said I'm gonna do more lives just to like show my face more and talk about different topics and stuff, because like I like to go on a rant, but the timeline is not long enough. So this is the perfect place for me to go on a rant and just kind of speak what's on my mind. It's gonna be a great time for y'all to just get to know me more and just like what's going on. But today I think what's been on my mind is like this weekend I spent a lot of time spending alone and working, but also reflecting on the power of being alone. So I want to share this analogy that I shared with my homeboy yesterday, that just like something I noticed. It's not in a textbook or anything like that, but it's just something I noticed about the power of being alone and the power of executing alone. So a lot of times when we go into what's going on, everybody, a lot of times when we go into different rooms, it's easier. I'll start with this. So when I was getting ready for college, right, I had one of my best friends, and we were planning to go to college together, and like we were excited about that, and it turned out that we didn't go to college together, right? But it wasn't about not going to college. It was like I was sad when I found out the news that he wasn't going, and I was like pissed. Like me and him got to an argument of falling out on all of this, and it was like, dang. So and I had to ask myself afterwards, like, why am I being so pressed, or why was I so upset that he didn't go with me? And I realized that it's like that, the fear of being alone, right? I was moving from Connecticut, and I was going down south, and I didn't know no one there. I didn't have any family there or anything like that. But in retrospect, when I look back at it years later, I think like, dang, if my best friend would have went down south, like it still would have been great, but our experiences would have been different, right? So hear me out. So when we go to places alone, it's just our energy, right? And when we go to places in groups, then there's a different type of energy that you bring, right? And there's nothing wrong with either one of them, but we have to be aware of that, right? So I explained to my friend, I said, listen, when you go places, I like to go alone, right? I like to go either alone or with no more than like one other person, right? And I explained the importance of that, and I explained the importance of going into a room together, right? So let me put into perspective for you guys, right? So say you're in a room, if you walk into a room and you don't know anybody, right? And there's three groups, right? There's like a group of 30 people over here chatting, they seem like they know each other. There's a group of like 7 or 8 people who know each other, and then there's one person there, right? Now, who are you more inclined to go talk to? And in most cases, I'll give y'all a second. Y'all tell me, because I don't want to just say it. But I had to ask him, like, who are you more inclined to talk to when you walk into that room? And my answer was the person who was by themselves. And so my analogy behind that is when you're not afraid to go places by yourself, you also open yourself up to exuberating your own energy and open yourself up to possibilities. So even though it's more comforting to go into a room with multiple people, the power of going in a room by yourself, you only can lean on who you are, and also you open yourself up to people being more open to you, right? Probably the person alone. Exactly. Thank you, Leisha. Exactly. So it's like I wanted to put that in perspective, because in this world, it's terrifying to go alone, right? Like a lot of times we don't want to go alone. We want to have a team. We want to have a group, and I'm all for a team and a group. But what I will tell somebody is really, really, really focus on going alone first, so that you could really start to learn your energy. You could really start to make connections from you and who you are. And, like it's scary. It really is scary, going new places, trying new things, flying out and going places. But I promise you that if you got a goal in mind and you got a good heart, that you're going to find your tribe. And some of us are out here wondering why we haven't found our tribe yet. But I think the reason why we haven't found our tribe is that the people who are supposed to join our tribe can't see us because we're in an entourage, right? And so, yes, like, I'm about to read these comments. Agreed. I challenged myself and went to a networking alone and loved it. Yep. And felt free and allowed me to be your authentic self, right? But exactly. But when you're with a group of people, sometimes it can be like you show up and you're with a group of people. You might not want to say too much, or you might say too much, or you don't want to outshine, or you don't want to undershine. But when you just show up by yourself, all you can do is count on the way that you showed up in this room. And so that's really why I'm coming on this live today, because I'm just like, yo, there's so much power in showing up in a room alone. And thing, like sometimes people ask me, like, honestly, I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm climbing to that, right? I've always dreamt of that. But one thing people always ask me, like, yo, how do you connect so well with people? How do you make connections so well? How do you network? And the secret is I show up by myself. I show up as myself. And the more I show up as myself, people gravitate to me as myself versus the group, right? And so if you want to get into these rooms, if you want to build a circle, you got to be able to show up by yourself. Imagine if I showed up here with 3 other people in the car. Would I really be able to talk to y'all the way, like, would I really be able to get this message out? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I wouldn't even say certain things because I don't want to offend somebody. So when you show up by yourself, you can be your full self, and you will be blown out the water by how many rooms you get into. The reason I got my job is because I showed up at I became friends with someone who trained me because I showed up to the training alone. Me being at that training alone, the woman liked me so much that she invited me to have coffee at her house alone, right? And then from there, she's seen who I was as an individual alone, and then gave me a job off who I was, not the group of people I was with, not the clothes I was wearing, nothing like that, but because of my authentic self, right? And the reason why, like, people, like, they might see these different things of me, like in the independent, right? But you got to think, these things that was from another training that I went to alone, where I met the woman who liked who I was as myself, who then remembered me 3 to 4 years later and then invited me to be a part of her program. And so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't be afraid to be alone. And also, I'll leave y'all with this, and I know I talk about networking a lot. You are as powerful in your network as the people outside of your network, right? And let me break that down for you. If you are staying in your group and sharing information, that is a great idea. But 9 times out of 10, you guys are circulating the same information. If y'all all studying stocks the same way, then y'all just going to come together and talk about stocks the same way. But if you go out and you connect with somebody who is really good at stocks and marketing, and doing something like that, and you go out here and you connect with somebody who maybe does psychology, now you could bring psychology back to your group and feed them. You could bring stocks back to your group and feed them. If you out here getting real estate, you could bring real estate back. And so that's really how you build meaning around your team, right? Your team is not, like, it's great to be, you have to have a team. So I'm not saying don't have a team, but have a team and be individuals as well. But when you're out in those individual things, like, I don't want y'all to focus on, like, staying amongst the information y'all have. Go out and do something. Go kayaking. Go play golf, right? Go to another state, right? And then come and then make those connections, and then you bring it back, and that's how you build a powerful team. So that's really what I'm up here doing. And, like, you know, if y'all want to build, like, and if you got something going on and you looking for drive, connect, right? Like, that's what I'm up here doing, and that's what I'm using these lives for now. So happy Mother's Day, because wow, I done got into this whole thing. But right now I'm just trying to birth some new ideas in y'all. I'm just trying to birth, like, a new path for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to I don't got no kids yet, but I do want to see somebody birth a new dream this year. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I want to say, y'all. I didn't write nothing down. I spoke from the heart. Thank you, Lee. I didn't write anything down. I spoke from the heart, and I'm sorry for people who joined it late. We're just really or like after, because I'm, like, you know, wrapping up, but we were really just talking about how to network, how to build your network and step outside your network, get information and bring it back to your network, so your network is not circulating the same information and being stagnant. And also just showing up as an individual. Like, it's nice to show up as a group, but you got to know who you are. You got to be able to stand in these rooms as yourself. And that doesn't mean you got to be perfect with this speech. You don't got to be. That's one thing. And look, I was about to go, but I do have one more thing to say. Like, my goal in life, perfect people, is to show up as you are. When I'm at work, like, I know y'all see me driving around and doing all of these things, but I show up at schools of principals and different people in my city and advocators and things of that nature in this way. Like, when I'm with my boss and something good comes across my mind, I say, yo, I got a great idea. I'm like, let me intellectualize this. I just come out and say it. And you know what's crazy? That's the part that they like about me. That's the part that they brought to this job. You know, and imagine if I was trying to erase that. Imagine if I was trying to show up as somebody else. Imagine if I was trying to show up and talk like somebody else. Then I wouldn't even be able to do the job, because that same way of me being able to show up like that with my boss is the way I show up and connect with kids, because I can connect with the youth and they see something in me. But then I'm also able to be myself in rooms with individuals who may not look like me, right? Even different, total different race. So show up as yourself no matter what. We're going into a fresh week, and don't be embarrassed if you like something and everybody don't like it, or nobody in that room likes it. Stand on what you like, because I'm telling you, as you enter more rooms, you'll find those people who like what you like. You'll find those people who stand on what you stand on, but you gotta like you gotta stand on you, and you gotta be focused with you. So happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day. I'm not gonna have too much, I don't want to spend too much of y'all time up here, but I just want to make sure that when I'm having a real feeling or a real thought on my mind, that I'm coming up here and I'm expressing it, and I'm going live more, and you know what I'm saying? I don't want to just go live to go live. This is the personality that I show up for my friends with. This is the personality that I show up in the world with. But sometimes I feel like it gets lost in translation of online. Like, I can't really go in on a story or something like that and really talk about these things that I'm passionate about. But I'm here today, and I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening, because I didn't know what was going to come out. I just spoke from the heart, and I had a little direction, but I feel like that really is something that could help somebody else. It's something that I'm working on. It's something that I'm stepping into. So y'all, be yourself, go into those rooms, be unapologetic, and go get that knowledge, and have a great week. All right, peace.